What's up, sitters? This is Tyler Ruff along with Joey Edge
Sitters, what's good?
and Chris Martinez.
What's happening?
And we are front porch sitting back in the building.
Let's go. That's fire. That's freaking energy. That's the energy we're looking for,
Hey,
Tyler.
I told you I was ready to come tonight.
gmail.com.
Yeah, you understand. Okay, get you. But you undersold what you were gonna bring tonight.
I told you I was going to give it my best.
You did.
That
You
was
did.
that
We're
was your
here.
best right there.
It's freaking good.
I did my
That
best.
was your best. That was
That's,
excellent.
that's the best I can do.
It feels really, really good to be in the show. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It does. It does.
Happy to be here. Happy to have you back.
It's been a while since I've been in
I was
this
gonna
seat.
say it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It has been a minute. You know what?
Almost a month.
I
For
think,
real.
Yeah.
I think the last time, I can't remember if you were on that show or not. When was the last time we did the Blue Streak reference?
A month ago.
Was it a month ago?
Yes.
Charlie Cowan came up to me and said, dude, I watched that movie like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
And then I just came up with another Blue Streak reference right there. That's the best I can do?
Oh, my bad.
Never mind.
Well
Sorry
done.
about that.
Anyway,
My bad.
sitters,
My bad,
we're
my bad,
all
my bad.
back, and it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back in the cave with Joey and Chris. I don't have the camera on me, so I can sit over here and hang out and do some producing things while the guys actually talk knowledgeable topics.
I got a couple of things to say about the chat so far. I love when Clayton Steinrook puts the bike in there.
Me too.
It's probably my favorite thing going right
So
now.
bike.
So bike.
Remember,
love that.
Remember, like 3 weeks ago, I didn't know what that was. I've
Yeah.
used it like 5 times since, and I always
And
feel
it
cool.
feels fantastic.
Awesome, right?
I'm like, people are probably like, man, that guy is so cool.
Yeah. You are,
all
man.
that.
Honestly, I think you're a
He's
cool
so
guy.
cool.
Wow, look at that, Trey. Looks
Holy
like
cow.
Joey's vacation made him look younger. Yeah, Trey's on the front porch or the back porch. Back porch. Forgive me. Cavs play at 10, so he's locked in. It's Mr. Hosford.
The Cavs play at 10 tonight?
Yes, sir.
Why do you know that?
Because Trey told me. Also, if you want to send me the parlay, you haven't done it yet, you can do that. I'm cool with it. Mr. Hosford is actually working on something major for us.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, love that.
For us or for you or for me?
No, us. No, us and the sitters, everybody.
Okay.
He may or may not be coaching in a basketball game tonight. Yeah.
I need some more information on that.
Yeah, Coach Shirts, Indiana State, is the playing the NIT. Trey goes way back with Coach Shirts. We're going to try and get him on the podcast.
Love that.
We're going to try and interview him.
That'd be
He's
pretty cool.
He's up next.
Literally.
No, he really is up next.
Yeah. He's
amazing.
been linked to like five or six different jobs.
Yeah, he's up next. And we're going to try and get him on the podcast for you guys.
That's right.
So-
And you know why all that's possible?
Why is all that possible?
Because JW Weaponry, the premier gun store in the South, they are always loaded. Joey, tell me about JW Weaponry.
Good people, man. Good people do whatever they need to do for the community of Lake City. I texted him.
Fine folks.
I texted him earlier this week. I was like, hey, I meant to text you like 6 months ago. I forgot. Now it's kind of late, but can you do this? And he's like, absolutely. I was like, bro, you are literally the man. I appreciate everything you do, whatever.
I know
And
exactly what you texted him.
Yeah,
So I know that to be a true story.
100%. And he came through in the clutch. I'll be there Friday to pick up what I need to pick up.
Love that.
Done deal.
Solid guy.
I'm telling you, as good as it gets.
He's actually on the road right now actually, I hope they're there now, but they have a weightlifting meet in
Yes.
Choctaw. So he has to drive 4.5 hours for a regional weightlifting meet, which is really, really wrong, FHSA. You're really doing us dirty by that. We called and asked and said, hey, like, why so far? It's kind of tough transportation. We have like 16 kids going, which is a great thing, but that means hotel rooms for 16 kids, and it gets to be rather expensive for a non-revenue sport in weightlifting, right?
Right, yeah.
When we were met by the FHSA with the response of, you don't have to go. Oh,
Where is it at?
It's in Choctaw out in the Panhandle.
Pensacola.
Holy
Different time zone.
wow.
And the person in charge down in Gainesville, you don't have to go. Okay. Thank you, sir.
The question.
And tell 16 kids that, hey, sorry, man, we can't afford it.
Right.
FHSA doesn't care. Anyways,
Anyways,
Sorry.
John's the type of guy that takes care of those things. We appreciate John. He always helps us out.
Yes.
Joey, if the sitters want to get a gun, some ammo, maybe some targets, holsters, accessories, sights, where can they go? Who could they call, I should say?
They could call JW Weaponry at 386-243-8587.
one more time.
386-243-8587. The number to JW Weaponry, the premier gun store of the South. Always loaded.
Yes, sir. Travis Smith in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Shout
I
out.
see that.
Man, I've offered Travis probably 3 or 4 jobs to come coach with me. He says no every time. At least he's in the chat though, so that part's cool. Hey, Tyler, real quick. You have that cool graphic. Sitters, make sure, we're about to get into it. Florida State, Florida. But before that, make sure you like it. Please be subscribed and then hit the bell so you don't miss a show. Pretty consistent here over the course of our podcast.
Over the
Over
course
the
of
course of
5
a
years.
Over the course of the years, we have been pretty consistent. Wednesday at 9. But past couple weeks has been rough.
A little bit of a struggle.
Admittedly, a bit shaky.
Yes, fair.
But we're back.
I'll own
we're
that.
back.
Some shaky.
We'll own that. Joey,
out.
do you want to start? Where do you want to start?
Let's start with. Day job too easy right now. Truths is truths.
Indeed, his day job is too easy.
Truths are truths. Let's start with Florida State. Let's start with Florida State.
Okay.
Spring practice.
Spring ball is hot. It's happening right now. Where do you want to start in this? Because I would almost rather maybe let's talk a little bit about spring ball and then maybe pick a couple games out of Florida State's schedule we like or we're intrigued about.
Yeah,
and then a couple games out of Florida's schedule they're intrigued about.
I like where your thought process is.
Cool with
here.
that?
Yep.
Okay,
Perfect.
cool. So I think for me, you have a little bit of juice on Florida State as well. I'm actually going to go over there April 12th, and we get we'll be able to go watch practice and take it all in and be on the sidelines, and it's actually a really, really cool experience. So I'll be doing the April 12th, which is a Friday. So that following week, I'll have way more information. But just what I've been told so far is Zaire Thomas, the corner, is probably a first rounder.
Yeah.
He's going to be he's on track to have a very good year, very, very good year. Cornerback 1. He played limited reps, but he still played quite a bit last year. He wasn't a starter. But he's fully embraced the role, leader, both physically and off the field leadership. So he's also wearing number 8, which means a little something in Tallahassee. So that's a guy I look to see to have a big jump. Let's see. You know something about the offensive side of the ball. If you want to go ahead and cue that in, it doesn't have to always be good.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not bad, but I know the receivers are probably not on the same plane as they were a year ago. I've read that and heard that from some pretty reliable sources. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And again, not necessarily. Nobody said anything bad. I haven't heard anything bad. It's just that last year Keon Coleman, Johnny Wilson, guys that Johnny had been there that was his second year, so kind of been in the program or whatever. Just don't have anybody taking that step yet, which is fine. But yeah, so hopefully for you guys, hopefully for Florida State, the receiver room will kind of just not necessarily pick it up, but somebody will emerge as the leader of that group.
I think what's crazy is you think about what the room looked like last year with Keon and Johnny Wilson, clear cut 1 and 2. But what I will say this, and correct me, you're a receiver guy, they weren't healthy, especially Keon after the Pitt game.
No.
He wasn't healthy, and then Johnny wasn't healthy. He missed time. Hell, we know they were missing weeks of practice, the full week,
Literally.
and would just go play the game.
Showing up in boots and stuff.
And it happened a couple weeks consecutively. So I think we're going to definitely pin that whatever Mason has, because we definitely want to get that. That's a good question. But back to the receiver thing. I think as they emerge and they get comfortable with what Florida State's doing offensively, there's a new quarterback, Malik Benson from Alabama. I think he's going to be an absolute freak. And I know his numbers were not good at Alabama, but if you look at the receivers at Alabama last year with Jermaine Burton, and then they had the other kid that is now at Texas. His name is escaping me. Jake will tell me in a moment. They had Jalen Milroe throwing him the ball. Mm-hmm. He's not a great passer.
Right.
And so I think Jermaine Burton had the highest uncatchable targets in anyone in college football. So he's targeted a ton but no catches, but the percentage of them that were catchable was extremely low. And so Malik Benson was third on that list-ish. So of course the numbers aren't great, but Florida State really, really likes, at least who I've been talking to, they like the ceiling on that kid.
Right. Yeah.
And the leadership capabilities. Malik doesn't have good hands. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll find out if he didn't get the ball thrown near him where he could have an opportunity to catch it. I guess we don't really know, but Jake would know. He's plugged in, so we'll find out what he looks like.
Yeah.
And then I think they like what they have in Portier. I mean,
I liked what I saw in him last year.
Gotta stay healthy. The best ability is availability.
Yeah.
I think that's that side of the room.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot of it too. But yeah, Poirier last year, man, to me, he runs good routes. He's got good size. He's got good athleticism, and, he can go get the football.
He had a good Orange Bowl when no one had a good Orange Bowl.
Right.
He had like a good catch, and then it was an extremely tough catch against Georgia.
But that's kind of his MO though. Like he's gonna go make plays, and I was a little surprised he didn't get more run last year than he did, but I think he's gonna end up having a really good year. I think the key to Florida State right now is DJU.
Yeah,
and by all accounts, he's looked pretty freaking good so far.
Yeah, I think the first scrimmage he had a little bit of like when it's like live bullets and everything's moving a little bit faster. I think he struggled a little bit, but that's typical. And defense is typically always ahead of the offense. Jake has a question about Roydell, the running back from Alabama. They freaking, at least people I've talked to, they freaking love him.
Yeah,
they love the backfield in Tallahassee. I think they're going to lean on the run game a little bit. I really do. With the receivers kind of being TBD, and I think there's a bunch of pieces there, Joey. I really do. I think Jaylen Brown from LSU, his Gulliver Prep track star. I think they like what they have in Destin Hill and the guys that are returning, and then they like the gadget guys and Jalen Lucas, which came from Indiana, and then Ja'Kai Douglas. They're actually brothers, weirdly enough, who's a gadget guy. And then Hakeem Williams. I think he has the next he's emerging as a guy. So I think there's a ton of pieces there, but until they figure it out, Joey, I think they're going to lean on the run game with Roydell Williams and Toa Philly, who's like a Swiss Army knife, and he does it all. And then Cam Davis, they really like him. I'm
big boy, that Cam Davis.
Oh my God! As a defensive coach, I love that. Music to my ears. Run the damn ball.
Right.
Run it. Let's run the football.
Yeah.
And I think if you talk to them honestly, last year, I think they would say they went away from the run more than they wanted to appease the transfer pieces they brought in.
Right.
They had to get Jaheim Bell the ball. They had to get Keon Coleman the ball. They had to get Johnny Wilson the ball. There's a lot of guys that had to get the ball.
Right.
I don't think they have as big of an issue with that.
Yeah, so Jake said Hakeem put on some serious weight, like good weight. He put on bad weight at the beginning of last year.
Yeah, and it derailed him a little bit.
It did.
But I think, like, if you look at him now, he looks like a freak show, like a freak, an absolute freak. By all accounts that I've talked to, I haven't talked to the same people you've talked to, that he's having a decent spring. He's ahead of schedule for a sophomore.
That is good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I think that's all I really want to talk about with as far as like the linebacker room is
just has that same thing. Has to have somebody step up, right?
Yeah, they have one piece they like, and DJ Lundy, and then they have like 3 to 4 guys that are potentially like battling for the other spot. So I think that's healthy. Like you would like to have a cut and dry, surefire starter. That's ideal, but when you replace both spots, most of the time, you're not going to have 2 guys that are ready to step right in and roll, especially the way they recruit that room. That's got to be fixed. And I think I teased it maybe last week. Ernie Sims was going to be hired. I think I said that. He is indeed hired. All-American linebacker at Florida State. I think eventually he'll be the linebacker coach at Florida State in due time.
So that's a
just my read on the situation.
He was
Randy Shannon can go, and we can get my boy Ernie in that position.
Ernie was a very good football player.
Was he? Whew. He was the number 1 recruit ever at Florida State in the history of them recruiting.
I'm aware.
He was not a .999 star. He was a 1.0 star.
Yep.
5-star.
There's like
100.
7 of them.
Yeah, ever.
In mankind.
He was one of them. Out of Tallahassee.
North
Lincoln.
Florida Christian?
Was it Lincoln? Oh, it was North Florida Lincoln. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, North Florida Christian.
Yeah.
Lincoln is the one that had all the other ones. He was a freak.
Yeah. Jake said, real quick, how's Earl Little doing?
The nickel. He'll be the starter. By all accounts, as far as I have been told. He's done really well. He's also been in a non-contact jersey, though, so probably got a little something lingering. They're trying to protect him a little bit.
All right, let's go to 3 intriguing games, Christopher.
Do you want to go Florida spring ball and then come back to this, or you want to just jump right into it?
Nah, let's just jump right into Florida State, and then we'll go to Florida.
What's the first one that jumps out to you while I pull up the schedule real quick? I know the one off the top of my head that I'm like most intrigued about, but what's the first one that comes up to you?
SMU.
Ooh, I like that. That's on the road too.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of the first true road game.
Yeah, I like that. Tyler, can we find a schedule? I'm so
Because you got
sorry.
Georgia Tech, but that's in
That's in Ireland, and that is intriguing to me a little bit because they're not going to be bad on defense. They were atrocious on defense last year.
Agreed.
They've addressed it a lot in the.
and it's you're traveling and all that. It
yeah, it's a
probably
little
is
different. That's the first game of the year.
right. I could see that being.
There's
pretty
no
intriguing.
time to gel, but I love what you said. I love the SMU pick by you.
Yeah, first true road game, not a close one either. It's not like you're going, a couple of minutes down the road here.
If not, it's not a big deal.
You're going to Texas.
Oh, it's up right now. They're looking at it.
Oh, you want them to see it?
Oh no. I got mine. I'm good.
Okay, well, I can make them see it.
I like that. And Florida State's kind of talked a little bit of trash to SMU.
Really?
Indirectly.
Okay.
The board of trustees and like the legal team is talking about bringing in SMU, Cal, and whoever hell else they brought from out there. It was it does not move the needle, which is true, but SMU fans took exception to that.
Nobody else did because they knew it was true.
right. So like it will be their Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that pick by you. I'm gonna go. One that's intriguing to me is at Notre Dame, November 9th. Mm-hmm. I think that one is like, if you project Florida State at 9.5 wins, I think that is if you get that one, I think that you got to almost bank on the over. Like I think they'll probably be an underdog in that game. Florida State will.
I agree with that.
Single digit, of course, probably under a touchdown, but
Yeah.
I still think they'll be an underdog.
3.5, 4.
Yeah, I'd say something like that. Maybe even 5. But Riley Leonard transferred from Duke to Notre Dame. Here's a nugget for you, bettors, if you want to bet season totals. Riley Leonard is having his second foot surgery. Might be back for spring ball. Is not currently participating. They have to do something with a plate in the same foot that was already giving him issues.
That ain't good. Take the plate out? Are they taking the plate out?
I think I'm not entirely sure. I do know that we first guessed it when we said they should not play him against Florida State last year. Mm-hmm. They did anyways. He didn't make it through a half, and that same foot now is still causing him real issues.
Yeah.
Even at Notre Dame. So that one is intriguing. That's late in the year. Obviously, he'll probably most likely be back by then. I mean, I don't wish ill on the kid. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like Florida State needs to find a way to win that game. They need to find a way to win that football game. So that one's intriguing to me.
I'm trying to figure out which one I like more.
You can pick one and I'll pick one, or pick two.
No, we can go one. Clemson.
Clemson?
Yeah, Clemson. It's got to be Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson's they get them at home.
I was trying to go between Clemson and Miami, but I'm not a believer.
Really?
So,
I'm gonna tell you something. Go ahead with the Clemson because I like that, but I'll go Miami so we can cover them both.
Yeah, Clemson's kind of like the natural rival anymore.
Yes,
right?
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like that's
They're
the
a
one
rival
that you
now.
go to. Yeah, that's the one that you go to more than Miami in the ACC. Like obviously Florida
no.
State's. No?
Oh no.
Y'all have dominated Miami.
No, I hate them way worse than
No,
Clemson.
you hate them. Yes, agreed.
Are they like they're still little brother? But no, I want to be. You can tell me this right now. You get to pick one win. Clemson or Miami?
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
want Miami.
Oh yeah, 100% it's Miami.
Like, let Clemson beat me. I don't want to lose that game.
On that flip side,
Uh-huh.
who do you have a better chance to beat, Clemson or Miami?
Miami.
Every year after year, year on top of year on top of year on top of year.
I
The
agree. It
answer is
doesn't
that.
change the pecking order of where they fall in the rivalry of like the hit list.
Probably.
Probably. No, yeah. But I agree with your point. I think with DJU, the storylines you have,
Right.
Clemson's been a little bit of Achilles heel. We finally get over that, and it took overtime last year with an incredible catch by Keon Coleman
Yeah.
in the end zone and in overtime to win that game.
Yeah.
Poor decisions by their quarterback to even allow the opportunity. A huge strip sack. The missed kick, the guy that was the insurance agent or whatever the hell
Yeah.
he was,
Yeah,
they
that's
talked
what it
about for 4 quarters.
I almost said the dentist, but that was Florida back in the day.
Yeah, the strip sack, Kalen Deloach sack, scoop and score touchdown. It took a ton of things for them to beat Clemson last year. I think if you want to solidify that, you got to beat them at home.
I agree.
So I like that pick.
Yeah.
But for me, I'll go Miami. They're saying, listen, this is what Miami fans are saying. So Gator fans, you can enjoy this hate some too, because you boys get them first. And
I can assure you that's spoiler. That's my first intriguing game of the year.
that'll be mine too. I'll co-sign that. I'll pick something different so we don't have the same. But anyways, Miami, they're saying Cam Moore, the quarterback that came from Washington State, is the best quarterback since Ken Dorsey. So, okay, but let's unpack it. That's a big statement. It's 2001. It's over 20 years, 2 decades. Who have they had since then,
I
though?
haven't had nobody.
I can't name one.
Like Brad Kaya, maybe? Is that the one?
The best one?
Ja'Cory Harris, Brad Kaya, Tyler Van Dyke for a month. He had a hell of a month.
He did have.
But seriously, but that's other than that, like that's you put up Brock Berlin, no.
Well, that was after
Oh, that was they have an alphabetical.
Malik Rozier.
That's fine. Rozier, no. So that's not a huge statement. It is a big statement. It really speaks more to Miami's quarterbacks just being god awful for 2 decades.
Really poor.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That's really bad. I truly can't think of a decent, not even just a good. I can't think of a decent quarterback.
No, Brad Kaya is the one that is next. Says the numbers. Florida State literally knocked his tooth out of his mouth. They sacked him, and you can see it's like a little chiclet fly out of his mouth. It was nuts. It was unbelievable. Felt great though. It was so violent. But no, I want to beat Miami, man.
He's the best since Ken Dorsey.
Yes. Best since Ken Dorsey. That's what they say. They like the tight end. They don't have any running backs, so they'll be shopping in the portal. So hold on to your running backs. If your school has extras, hold on to them because they're going to go pay them for sure. Book it. Book it, book it, book it. I told you right now. They will go get a big-time running back out of the portal or try to. They won't tamper, of course. But they also have Ruben Bain on the defensive line.
Yeah.
He's like a top 5 rusher in the league this year.
Yeah.
All of college football, not just the ACC, all of college football. He's a problem. But that's the one for me. I'm like so intrigued. Like Clemson, Miami, and Notre Dame could make some Florida too. Depends on what type of year they're having there at the end.
Right.
It'll still be
I was gonna
intriguing.
say,
It'll still be
intriguing.
intriguing.
That's why I didn't go with it, just because it's
like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
There was, and for me, there's 3 other ones that were easy to go to.
yeah, same. Yeah.
Oh,
I was wondering when you're gonna see that.
thanks, Clayton.
Hey, Tyler.
Oh, I also have. I got a bunch. Never mind.
We went
Yeah.
on the Florida schedule.
Probably add read in between.
Yeah, right after we talk about
Jesus.
Brian Sports.
Bam!
Trey Hosford 5.
Brian Sports. Speaking of another great human being and doing everything that he can for the community, also have been going by there and texting him and talking to him, and he's like, "Man, you just tell me what you need and I'll make it happen." I'm like, these guys, I'm telling you, our sponsors are just they're really unbelievable, man. They're so good. I was in Brian's the other day and Shane Barber came in and he's like, I come to Brian Sports. You guys talk about Brian Sports. Like, you just make me want to come here because he's, Brian is a great guy. He's like,
Yeah.
He's like, and then I have a new barber now because of you guys. He's like,
He goes to Josh.
he's like, I go to Josh McCardle now.
Let's go.
He's like, I went there because, his normal barber or whatever, Kate, had a baby.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to Jacksonville for like 3 months because she's out with a baby.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I got to have somebody to cut my hair. And he's like, I went there for just one time, just, kind of to fill in. And he's like, yeah, I'm never not going back now. So
Who was that?
Shane Barber.
Shane Barber. And that's a great ambassador of us.
Right.
I listened to the front porch. He's going to go sit down with Josh. Josh, I'm like, yep, makes sense. He's a
Yep.
sitter. Good dude.
Goes and sits at Brian's. He's like, I didn't come here. Hey, actually that day, he's like, I didn't come here just to hang out like I normally do. I actually have to get something. But he's like, you guys talk good about your sponsors. I'm like, it's really easy to talk good about great people.
It is,
John,
honestly.
great dude. Brian Sports, great dude. Anytime you need anything, hat, shirt, anything, shoes, whatever, go see Brian at Brian Sports. He's going to make sure you get taken care of. He's going to do whatever he can to make sure it's done, and it's going to be done for a good price. So, and it's local, and he supports, man. He supports everything that needs to be supported locally. He's going to help do. I mean, everything. Little league football, baseball, basketball,
Everything.
soccer, high school day too. What a
How about it? He'll go low.
I know. He's playing with his family. It's
Yeah, good luck.
yeah.
Are the Barbers playing?
No, unfortunately, I mean, fortunately, I guess not. But anyways,
Talking about going low.
go see Brian at Brian Sports or give him a call 755-0570.
All right. You want to talk about Florida Spring?
We can talk a little bit. I'm going to be
There's
completely
not
honest.
a lot.
Yeah, they're very quiet this year, and I don't love it. I'll be honest. Me and Shane have talked about going down to a practice.
That's what we're going to have to do.
Yeah, my schedule just has not coincided with Florida's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday run.
Coincided.
Yeah, I went to school once. So I haven't been able to go down there. We've talked about it literally weekly, and like I said, it has not happened yet. I know at the scrimmage this past weekend, everybody loves DJ Lagway, right? Well, apparently he struggled to touch just a little bit.
It's okay. It's to be expected.
It's normal, right?
Yeah.
That's what's supposed to happen. Like
Yes.
I would be a little concerned if he didn't struggle.
Correct.
Same.
Correct.
Devin Moore's had a really, really good spring so far. Kind of healthy for the first time. So hopefully we can finally get a cornerback that looks like he has a slightest of clues. That would be nice. What else is there? Montrell Johnson apparently has like really, really taken over a leadership role. And he's been really good. That's really about like the key notes that I've gathered. Like I said, it's been very minimal because they don't allow a whole lot
Yeah.
of press in there and media. And what
It's funny. It's like when you're not very. This may sound bad. When you're not very good, it's hard to be super duper interested. If I'm being totally honest.
Yeah.
I feel like I represent like the majority of the fan base. Just like you're like so over the top committed.
I don't know though, because I think when you're good, people are like, whatever, they'll figure it out. But when you're bad,
Really?
No, I think it's the opposite.
when you're bad, because that's I don't know, maybe I am different. But when we're bad, I'm like, God, I just want to find something positive to talk about here.
Yeah. When we're bad, like in recruiting, I just tune
Zone
it
out.
Yeah. I don't want anything
like-
to do with it.
And I think so too.
I think there's something to be said for that. I will also say I'm still not in love with the offensive line room. I'm not. I think you lost pieces last year. Like, for example, Richie Leonard went to Florida State. He was a starter for Florida last year. Mm-hmm. I don't know that he starts for Florida State, but he's absolute. Oh, no.
Yeah, I saw it too at the bottom.
This isn't great.
It's all right. We got the podcast person. We have the backup now.
Okay.
Before we were like all or nothing on YouTube.
On YouTube. So
No,
the sitters on YouTube right now are having a hard time watching it.
Not overly.
It's just bits and pieces of it. This happens when there's like, for some reason,
I 100% agree with that. On the offensive side, I think skill position wise, at receiver, Trey Wilson, Aiden Mizell, Khalil Jackson, the Dyke kid from Wisconsin. I think the receiver room's pretty good. Obviously, losing Pearsall hurts. He's do it all. Like he's a deep. He can do everything.
He was always open, man.
Yeah, route runner.
He was
explosive athlete. Can take the jet sweep. Can go over the top. Like Ricky Pearsall, I think the NFL is going to show you how underrated he probably was in college.
Yep.
Ricky could play, man. He was good. So losing him is always going to hurt.
Yep.
But the room's not dry. So
I agree.
Trey Wilson, like I said, he's a guy that's going to take over kind of a more significant role. I think he could be the same type of player that Pearsall was. I don't know that he's quite the go-getter type that Pearsall is, but I think the room's okay. And the same with the running back room. I know losing Etienne hurts, but it's deep. That's like if you're going to lose a star player at two positions, running back, receiver are two of those positions that you can run it.
You have a thought?
we just haven't seen someone like Etienne at UF for a little bit.
I mean, I agree.
different.
He's the problem. He didn't get tackled very much.
And honestly,
he did.
I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all. It is partially biased because I don't let myself fall in love with football players
Right.
for this darn reason right here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I agree with you. Etienne special. By the numbers, he's no better than Montrell Johnson.
By the numbers.
By the numbers.
By the numbers.
We all know the numbers.
Tell me
skewed.
between
About to say,
the
so you-
numbers.
We all know the numbers are
Joey
skewed.
is the
Between the numbers.
Joey is the biggest proponent of you can make numbers say whatever you want them to say.
Yeah.
Not when it's your average though. So I will say that. You want to go ahead and look at what
Yeah,
games stick out to
schedule.
us?
Yep. I mean,
You already said the first one, but let's
Yeah.
try to expound on it some because those
Miami-
boys in Coral Gables are confident.
yeah, and it's there's layers to it for me. Why I think this is a really really intriguing game. One, it's the first game of the year. and it's a statement game for both teams,
Yes.
right? Like
Yes.
it's a for Miami, it's a we're really here. Like
Yes.
it's not
They do
pretend.
it. They do it every year.
It's not pretend. We're really here.
We're back.
For Florida, it's we if we lose this, our coach may be gone. So, like it's that. You know
Not
what I mean?
quite that drastic, but
I don't think that's the game that they lose that he's going.
No.
think it's a
Yeah,
little
but that's
bit later in the schedule.
that's the beginning of the end, and we all know that.
if they drop the first one,
It's the beginning of the
oh
end.
god, yeah, it's truly like dead man walking kind of thing.
I think that game personally.
Oh no,
is
where's
October
yours?
5th, UCF.
Oh yeah, no,
loses that
no,
game.
you can't lose UCF.
He loses that game, he's got a decent shot at losing that game.
I don't know.
You
I don't
don't
think.
know.
I don't know if they can hang.
Okay.
Joey, so
You tell me that doesn't have like the biggest letdown game of all time vibe on it? It does.
Letdown game?
no, they'll get up for that. Florida boys, they'll get up for that one.
We'll see.
Well, I guess
I
we'll
hope
see.
not.
So, Joey, yours is Miami.
Mine's Miami.
Okay.
That's the first most intriguing game because, like I said, just the timing. Game one, both teams really badly need that win.
Yes,
Both teams.
both do. Yes, it's a sun. Listen, as a Seminole fan, I cannot wait
I know
for
you
that
can.
game. You know how fun it is for you Gator fans to watch Florida State play Miami?
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah, it's a win-win for us, baby.
Yep.
And
Look
you-
at the sitters. Siding with Tyler here.
okay.
Look at the sitters.
Wow.
Possible
Needs-
sleeper game.
audio's working a little better. Is it the audio that goes out, or the audio's good? It's just us.
Everything just goes and comes to a screeching
Oh
halt.
crap, that's not great.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Marty. We're going to address March Madness and Women's March Madness.
Oh yes, for
Very
certain.
soon.
For certain. I agree with the Miami thing. I cannot wait to watch that game. I
It
just
has
want.
to be everyone's number one answer. That
Yeah, for me, I want that to be the most physical, brutal game. That's just what I want. I want to be like bloodbath. No one to get like really, really hurt, but just a lot of bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
And if both teams can lose, both teams can lose. But I'll probably be pulling for Florida there, honestly. Actually, I will because I'll probably watch it with you, Joey. So I definitely will. I have some skin in the game.
I would really appreciate that.
I will be a Gator fan that day
Can we get
for
you a
that
Gator
time
shirt?
frame. No, you cannot.
Gator hat.
No. Not even a shade of orange or blue.
But you'll throw the Gator chomp up there.
If I
If they
win the
win.
bet,
Yeah. Allegedly.
potentially. All right. So you went UCF, Tyler. Is that
I mean, everyone's gonna go Miami. I have to go Miami.
okay? Miami's your number one.
Miami's number one.
All right.
UCF's got to be two, I think.
All right, I'm gonna go. Let's see. I'm looking at the schedule right now. Left, right. Yeah, UCF comes up. I think Tennessee for me is super intriguing. I think they with Nico. I'm not even gonna try to say his last name. The quarterback, the Hawaiian kid, Polynesian kid, really, really good player. I think they got the best pass rusher in all of college football, Pierce. If you don't know him, you soon will know him. He's a problem. I think Tennessee is at Rocky Top. It'll be an unbelievable environment. I don't know what their record is going into that game. I don't know who they play, but I do know that they'll get up for that game. They'll be
Right.
ready for Florida coming in there.
Always.
Whether it's Mertz or Lagway, at that point, I
It'll be
think
Mertz.
it'll be – huh?
It'll be Mertz.
I think Lagway plays a little bit at that point, right? He has packages.
Oh, I think he'll play game one.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying
But totality, it'll be Mertz way more often than Lagway.
right. I just think that's one of the first opportunities where people can get rattled. That is intriguing to me. I'm excited to see. Like, that will be just a really good college football game. You know how when you look at it like a college football Saturday and you're like, man, there's no good games on today. My team's playing whoever, but other than my team, there's no good games. It won't be the case that Saturday. Like, that will be one a lot of people have circled. Casuals will go watch that game.
You know what's really frustrating about our schedule
What's that?
is it's like the greatest year ever if we were good.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we were good, I'd be
Yes.
so fired up for the schedule right now.
Yeah,
We
because
have Miami.
you're really getting tested.
Yeah, we have Miami. We always have LSU, but we get Texas. We're getting Ole Miss in a good year.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Georgia
home.
every year, Tennessee every year, but still like Florida State, like
Yes.
there's a. This
It's
is
a
why the guy
great
won't have a
year.
job.
It's a great year if we were good.
I'm not intriguing, yes, but not going to be in my list just because. But in the honorable mention, Mississippi State, first true road game, not a great opponent, but good enough to beat
Levy,
you.
new coach.
Yeah.
Levy,
But good enough to beat you at home.
offense will be decent.
Yeah,
Armstrong, the offense, defense better be buttoned up, brother.
So that's your two.
that's not my two. My two is UCF.
Okay.
because
my
you
two has to be used.
because you have to win that game.
Yeah,
I think my 2 is, I guess mine was Tennessee. Fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I went Miami, Tennessee.
Number 3. Can I go first?
Yeah.
Ole Miss.
Ooh, I like
Ole
it.
Miss.
I like
We're
it.
At home, Ole Miss is like gearing up for like a season this year.
Is that Thanksgiving weekend?
That is.
No,
that's
it's the
week
weekend
before.
before.
Okay.
But Ole Miss gearing up for a really good season, pulling a lot of transfers. They're all excited about their season. I like it. Could be a season upsetter.
I
Right?
like the Ole Miss pick right there.
I love the Ole Miss.
I want to
pick.
know where you're going to go third.
That's why I wanted to go first because I knew Joey was going to pick Ole Miss.
My third one is actually Tennessee.
Okay. Makes sense. I agree.
Because if you win the games that you probably should win, like
That's a swing game. Yeah.
like the home games, like just say you just win the home games, and then Mississippi State, which makes you 5-0 going into Tennessee, right? If you win the games that you play at home, and then you get lucky and you win
And it's a
Mississippi State.
rocky start
5-0.
after that.
You are heavy on the over.
No, I'm saying like Texas A&M's.
Dan Elko's, they'll be better than they were in Jimbo.
It's at home. It's a nice at home game.
At
I
home
think
early in the
That's,
season.
okay. I
think
was
this
looking at
is-
that.
I think this is less crazy than what his prediction was last year.
Yeah, it's at
Yes.
home. It's early in the season. I'm not saying they will be 5-0. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
I got you.
if you win the home games and you
Yeah.
somehow go to Mississippi State and win,
Right.
you're 5-0 going into Tennessee,
If you
and then
win
like
that
you
game-
said, that's the swing game. Right?
Yes.
Like because then you make it. You win that game, you go to 6-0. You're a bowl team.
Yeah. You've
you
already
come home
hit
for
you've
Kentucky.
already hit the Vegas over.
Right.
Everything now is house money.
Right.
Like Napier's like, I'm good. Let's cruise, baby.
And imagine you come home to Kentucky and you get off on a 7-0 run and then get your face stomped in by Georgia
And then Texas,
and then Texas.
and then
then
LSU,
LSU.
and then Ole Miss.
And Ole Miss, and then Florida State.
We really got to be strong early on.
That's what I'm saying. That's
You're
why
all right.
it's intriguing.
Yeah. Good points. Well points.
Kentucky's also intriguing because odds are that's not going to be the case, right? And so now Kentucky becomes that swing game, and they punched you in the mouth last year, kind of ran it up on you a little bit
Yes.
for 462 yards rushing or whatever it was.
And the last time they played at Florida, they punched us in the mouth and beat us
Right.
then too.
So it's kind of like time to get off the mat against Kentucky. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I think Kentucky's a really intriguing game as well. And then I'm done.
I think I'll go. I'm gonna not be redundant.
you have to say it.
I'm gonna say
Don't mess
UCF.
this up.
No, I was gonna say Texas.
Yeah, you have to say Texas.
Yeah, it's Texas.
I was saying, if none of us pick Texas, we're
No,
going
but
somewhere
No,
else.
but
what's
here's
intriguing about it though?
No, but here's why I say
Yeah.
Texas. Here's why I say Texas. A, it's a cool game.
Super
Like that's a
cool.
freaking
Super cool
fun
game.
game. That's
Fun.
That's
Really
like
fun.
if you're playing NCAA 2014 back when it was a game. Like you used to get like a Florida Texas matchup. And it was
100%.
I want to say something so controversial right here.
Oh,
Oh my
boy.
gosh.
Here we
I
go.
am all on board with people chanting SEC at that moment, at that game. Yes! Texas is in the SEC. We've all of a sudden got more interesting schedules in college football. I'm in for it. That's a hot take. It's a hot take. I know that we don't like that take. It's like crickets in here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's bad. That's as bad as I've heard.
When was the last time we ever played Texas? We better get killed.
No, that's Anthony Newton. I have a guess.
It is Anthony
Knew
Newton.
it. I knew it.
Hey.
In the
Golly.
middle of the podcast.
Woo!
I was just having
I
a
heard
bad
the
take
gate
and you
like
saved me.
30 seconds ago, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it freaked me out a little bit. And then when the door opened slowly, I knew we weren't dying, so I felt okay about it. Then.
I'm with Maxwell here. Tyler's take is yikes.
Dude,
This is
when was the last time we
rooting
got to
for
play
conference
Texas?
opponents is loser behavior.
No,
I agree.
No, I'm not rooting for Texas.
I love that.
I don't care what you're doing, just I'm
It's
not
bad.
chanting SEC.
I'm rooting for the fact that we get to play Texas. That's what I'm rooting
No.
This is why I didn't pick it as my intriguing game because I don't think it will be all too close.
for. No, it won't.
So it's not that intriguing to me.
Texas is the best team in college football.
I mean, I think they're definitely up there. They're in the playoff for certain.
You heard what I said.
They're not better than Georgia.
Carson Beck still the
I was
quarterback?
just saying,
Carson Beck is the Heisman favorite right now.
Quinn Ewers is better.
Remember when Carson Beck?
We didn't even like Quinn Ewers.
Hold
I
on.
did.
No, you didn't.
I love Quinn
You said
Ewers.
he's not healthy.
No, you love Quinn Ewers.
I love Quinn Ewers.
You love Quinn Ewers.
Forever and ever.
Actually, you know
I
what?
don't like Arch
No.
Manning.
No.
He hates
no.
Quinn Ewers. I'm only doing that for this side's job.
Thank you. very much. And it's okay to say SEC at the Texas game. This side's strong is fine.
You guys are weird.
Yeah.
You guys are real weird.
But no, I'm not really intrigued for that game. But I do think it's a cool. I do think that is a cool game though.
yeah,
Texas.
super cool.
Yeah,
I want to go to
Texas.
that game real bad.
Okay, the sitters are missing my point. My point is with Texas coming into the SEC, we now get Florida versus Texas. That's a good thing. I'm excited about that.
Speaking
That's
of
all I'm
Sooners,
excited about.
can you scroll up and we read some of their UCF comments when they agree with you? I just want to give you like a lifeline right now. UCF is a
I'm
possible
good.
sleeper game.
I'm
I
taking
agree.
it.
UCF will be the one that gets him gone. Ooh, yes, sir. Travis Smith. Zach Maxwell, UCF fans swear they have the greatest team assembled with. I am intrigued to see what Gus does in that matchup. Gus will coach in a big game.
100%.
Yes.
And it's a big game.
100%.
I like it. I'm glad that you guys are like playing in-state games.
Me too.
Miami,
Super
UCF, and
fantastic.
Florida State. That's
Dude,
big
it's the
time.
greatest schedule ever.
For a Seminole
get over
fan, I'm having my
Oh,
most
this is
fun
the
ever.
greatest thing ever for you.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can't wait to tell y'all my comparison off air. It's going to be great.
Oh my God.
You're what?
Comparison to their schedule. To Florida's schedule.
Ours?
Florida's. Yeah, no Florida's.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Anyways.
saying okay, but I have no idea what he's saying.
I know, it's
Neither.
okay.
I
Don't worry
don't
about
You
it.
don't either?
Don't worry.
No,
Don't
no,
He's
worry
like
about
not
it.
making any
No,
sense.
I'm just nodding. It's okay.
Yeah. Can you
Smile and wave, boys.
can you get us to the next ad?
Next ad.
Sure. Let's talk about Josh McCardle.
That's a great idea.
Josh wouldn't be chaining SEC
No, heck no, he wouldn't.
because he's a smart guy.
Very smart guy.
He's a smart guy. Tell me more about Josh, Joey.
Josh is a smart guy. Nah, Josh, man, Josh is solid. Got my hair cut last week. Yeah, on
There's
Wednesday.
no way that's a week old.
Yeah, on Wednesday, I was waiting on. I was ready for the podcast last Wednesday.
Wait, I think I got my haircut Wednesday.
Why were you waiting last Wednesday?
You did. No, it was Tuesday.
I don't know. I'm working on about a 1 week old cut right now.
It was Tuesday or Wednesday. We talked about you. I think you went Tuesday night.
Maybe I went Tuesday night. I
think
did
you
go
did.
Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I did go Tuesday night. I did. It was
God,
Tuesday
you'd
night.
have been looking so clean on Wednesday too.
Yeah, I know.
I was right. That's the only reason I did it.
Same.
I told y'all like 3 weeks ago I was gonna be on.
No, I had a wedding to go to Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It was just time for me to get a haircut. Anyways, best barber in Lake City, guaranteed. Best barber probably on planet Earth, also probably guaranteed.
Yep. Yep.
You're gonna get the experience of a lifetime. Yeah,
Nope.
I mean, there's really nothing else. Also supports local. Like anytime we ask him for anything, Josh is like A1 right there. Like, yeah, what do you need? Super good dude. Again, when you have great people, it's easy to talk great about them. And,
Yep.
and Josh is as good as, I mean, literally as good as it gets. Yeah.
Where
It's super
could the sitters text?
super easy conversations too, man. Like it's top notch. I'm telling you. 386-247-1430. Text Josh. He'll get you the schedule and then just get on it. 386-247-1430.
I have two things about Josh before we move on. The first part is text him. Listen, when you're dealing with something like Josh, his availability is really, really good. Availability is going to be a little bit like you're not going to have a. You may have to wait a little bit,
You might.
and that's okay.
Only the first time.
Yeah, only the
After
first
that,
time
just get on the
because you
schedule.
can book it as needed.
Yeah.
But my point on all that is, if anything worth having is worth waiting for.
That's right.
It's going to be a greater experience. We've all co-signed it. There's been multiple sitters that have actually gone and done. They've seen and experienced it. And it's like as advertised. The second part is, Joey, and you can speak to this, and so can the sitters. Every time I go sit down in that chair, it's not the same conversation every single time.
Right. Never.
So like I'm a football
Literally
coach.
never.
I'm a football coach. Everybody wants to talk to me about football. Like not my friends, but like people that I see like
I talk to you about football all the
no,
time.
but I'm saying like if I see somebody in public, they're like, "Hey, how's the kids?" Because that's first, and then like, "How's football going?"
Yeah.
With Josh, I don't think we talked about football at all last 2 times I went. We talked about other things, business and everything else, but like
Yeah.
just a really good person, like genuine conversation.
Genuine.
He's versed in everything. Makes getting a hair. You're there to get a haircut. Everyone knows that.
Right.
But it does help whenever I can have a beverage in my hand, whatever you choose, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, doesn't
Right.
matter.
Yep.
Your choice. And in addition to that, conversation's good. I feel like you're not even there.
Agreed.
Did
100%.
you see your wife in the comments?
I didn't.
Gentlemen, if you want your ladies to tell you that you look great and handsome,
Yeah.
Kelsey Martinez just said he does a great job. I'm going to say the word hubby on air. Hubby looks handsome. And then put a winky face.
Thank you. I'll be home soon. It's okay.
One battery. All right. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's talk about Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
Trade came through
so
today.
we'll go just a quick preview of what's coming up next. We got Stephon Diggs trade today. We got March Madness Final Four coming up for men and women, and that's it, right?
Yeah, I'm
Baseball
cool.
rankings? We have-
I'm cool
we have
talking about
baseball
Florida
rankings?
State winning 24 to 28. I love that.
And then
Do people care about college baseball?
yeah, apparently because Mason Gray had a college baseball question too
Yes,
up there.
he
Yes, way earlier.
So we'll get to all those things.
Actually, no, Chad.
No, that's you, pal.
No, I've had a surgery to fix that very recently, actually. So, won't be a third baby coming soon.
Yep. We're gonna talk about Jokic, Clayton.
Yeah, for sure.
Not.
For sure.
All right. But first,
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon. I feel like we have a variety
Yes.
of opinions at this table.
100%. I do not agree. I don't think I agree with either of you.
All right, let's go.
Which is opposite because y'all are on opposite sides.
which is crazy.
So how can I not agree with one of you?
Let's find out.
Fence rider.
I personally, I'm definitely not that. I personally think I think the Texans like absolutely fleeced the Bills.
Okay.
I do. I think getting a receiver like Stephon Diggs, who is top 5 in the league at his position, for $16 million. Ridley just went somewhere for 22.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe Davis just went to Jacksonville for 13. Mm-hmm. They're not even in the ballpark of Stephon Diggs.
100% agree.
And they give him a second. That's it. A second.
Just a second.
And I think they got a 5th and a 6th, I believe. They got Diggs a 5th and a 6th for a second round pick. That's a win. You give him C.J. Stroud another weapon, and I'm not going to take y'all's point, so I'll be quiet now because I think you have a point.
No,
I was going to counter your point before you made it, but you made it off air, so it's not fair to
It's
do
only
that.
like a sub part. Of
But you're allowed to make it on air.
Okay, so here's my issue. Here's my issue with this trade. I don't like it for two main reasons.
Okay.
One, Stephon Diggs in the locker room seems to be a problem.
Was he a problem in Minnesota?
I didn't think he was. I had not heard that yet.
They
Nobody
shipped
else.
him off like he was.
Nobody else. That's because they didn't want to pay him.
Which is what the Buffalo was doing, too.
I mean, yeah,
Which is cool.
that's fine.
You can't find $16 million for the guy? I don't know.
They're paying $30 million to not play for them. I think, aren't they?
I don't know.
Is
I
that
didn't
true?
see. I didn't see the details, but
I think that.
All right, so that's the main reason. Locker room killer.
Locker room killer, and you like. I'm not saying that Stephon Diggs isn't already the number one in Houston. He is, right?
by far,
Yes.
But Nico Collins and Tank Bigsby,
Dell.
Dell. Why did I say Bigsby?
Because
They
he's
have-
a really good running back for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yes, Tank Dell. They're pretty okay at wide receiver. They
Now
did
they're
fine last year. I don't think
Okay, but
anybody watched the games
here's-
last year and was like, man, if they had a wide receiver one, this team would be electric.
Imagine that guy being wide receiver 2.
Yeah,
And wide receiver
I
3.
hear you, but like,
And then Mechie coming back and
but
being
it's
4.
never just a situation where you're gonna just bring on a wide receiver, and there's
They're
nothing
divas.
else you could have done because now you have that second round pick that you could have traded. You have 16, 17, 18 million dollars that you could play with to do something else and upgrade other places. That's my only thing. And so you're bringing in an unknown variable and Stephon Diggs to a locker room that's already solid. That's my biggest gripe. Like
Okay.
let me put it like this, okay?
Okay.
The Bills need wide receiver help so bad.
Yeah.
Why
But did they think that?
What, Joey?
They've needed wide receiver help for 4 years, Tyler.
Joey, okay, stop for a second. Yes, the Bills.
Maybe they're
know
really
that they
bad
need-
at this GM
The
thing.
Bills know that they need help at wide receiver, and yet they were still willing to give up Stephon Diggs, who's on this great contract, and he's this wide receiver one. You don't think that there's a reason behind that at all? Like I'm reading the tea leaves a little bit. It feels like the Bills really, really, really wanted to move on from Stephon Diggs, and there's a reason for that.
Do they
I
think-
don't know what it is. I'm not in the Bills organization.
It does seem that way.
I'm gonna give you the rebuttal to the Texans.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Nico Collins, one trick pony. Tank Dell, one trick pony.
Really good at those one tricks though.
Sure, yeah. Nico Collins is good at going to get the football.
Yeah.
Not much else,
Not much.
but he's really good at going to get the football.
Yeah, he's tall.
So now
6'4".
so now they
That's
have
a good quality at receiver.
they have their red
Yes.
zone threat.
You need that more.
Nico.
Yes.
They have their deep ball threat, Tank Dell, and they have the guy that does everything else, and he's really freaking good at it.
As long as you give him a couple screens early on in the game, guy's gonna feel electric.
I bet C.J. Stroud gets in the ball early, all the time.
We don't have to go down this rabbit hole. I just had to say. I said
Yeah,
it
yeah.
before the show.
Joe Mixon is that running back for them?
He sucks.
I agree, but I'm saying the locker room better. Like D'Amico Ryans has to like walk in there with his shirt off every day.
Like Urban Meyer,
Like,
before the 2008 vibes. 7.
yeah, except D'Amico has to go in and be like, look, y'all are gonna get in line, or A, we're gonna get rid of you and fine you, and I'm gonna beat your ass.
Oh,
Physically.
Physically,
I'm
yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna
fight
fight
you.
you.
Yeah, and
Like,
I'm gonna hurt
And
you.
I still can.
And I will.
I need to say one more thing because Clayton reminded me of it. Second round draft picks are like trade bait galore in the draft. They are trade bait galore, and I think Clayton is exactly right. Bills are going to trade up in the draft and draft a wide.
Yeah, the Texans also didn't give up their own second round draft pick. They gave up Minnesota's second round draft
Yeah,
pick.
and it's in 2025, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't this year.
That's a bummer.
Oops.
Oh boy.
I still think
Fleeced.
my first-
Fleeced. No doubt.
Fleeced.
Fleeced. I wish I had a graphic of that. Fleeced. I would flash it up on the screen.
But like, there's both sides to that. That's my point. It's like if they got fleeced, why were the Bills willing to do that?
The Bills
I
will
don't-
draft a terrible wide receiver.
Yeah, they
They'll
probably-
draft this year's Quentin Johnston.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah, you hated him.
And now he sucks, right? Everybody
he
knows
was
he sucks.
terrible.
Yeah, it's because he wasn't good then.
Yeah.
NFL GMs aren't always they're not always right. I'm just saying. And Buffalo seems to get it wrong more than they get it right. They got lucky with Josh Allen.
They did, but even then, there was a reach.
It was a huge reach.
They were on an island with that pick.
They were.
A lot of
Turned
people
out
said
he
a
was-
lot of people said he had a strong arm, but there wasn't a lot of people willing to go get him. Like they went and got him.
Yeah.
And he still ain't one. Correct, Rolf. $30 million in dead cap. That's just how much they wanted to get rid of this guy. $30 million in dead cap. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
The Bills signed a Curtis Samuel. They'll be fine, Maxwell said.
I love Maxwell.
Hey, Curtis Samuel was a nice piece of my fantasy team last year.
Maxwell, April 12th. April 12th. Clear your evening. We're going to Tallahassee.
What's the rest of your argument, Justin?
We're going to be outside. I think that's it.
There is no rest of it. The Texans got a lot better today.
We'll see. We'll see. What
They gave
happens
up.
in the
They gave
locker
up
room.
nothing. So it's not like you can say, well, they gave up
I
capital.
agree.
They gave up
pretty much
capital.
nothing.
So nothing
It's-
changes except for they added a great piece on offense.
They
And
added
if-
a great piece on the field. Yes. 100%.
And if it is bad, they didn't lose, a year or two off of CJ Stroud's career? Like,
I don't know.
we'll see. He's
How
not
do you
going to
feel
cripple
about
the locker
his
room.
age? He's 30.
Stephon?
Yes.
Yeah, how many years are left on his contract?
Like 4 or 5. It's quite a few. It was more than I expected when I looked it up.
That's a lot. If it's 4 or 5,
If it's
that's
4
a
or
lot.
5, that is a lot.
If it's 2 or 3, fine.
The last year it falls off AAV wise. I think it's like 14. It goes up for a few years. Yeah, he's signed through 2027. So,
So
next
3 years?
3.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait,
okay.
no,
No, four.
2024, 5, 6, 7. 4 years, including this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll cut him after 2025.
I think they're coming for this year.
After this year?
No, 2026.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He said this year, but he's scrolling across
Yeah,
next.
2026 may be true too.
Yeah, I
It
think
depends on how his 2025 year. I think 2024 he's gonna have a great year, and then
they got to cut him in 2026 because I think that's when they're going to have to spend
Keep him.
to keep CJ.
to keep CJ. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fair. All right. Final 4? Or is there something before Final 4? Are we good?
Final Four.
Final 4.
Yeah.
I have no contributions to this segment whatsoever.
Oh, I have plenty. LSU, Iowa. Let's go there first. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Flajay Johnson. Bro, I watched the full game. That was one of the more entertaining games that I've ever watched. I'm basketball chat went out. Is it back?
I don't know. Podcast is still going.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, sorry. But no, I thought that game was like really, really, really good. I thought Caitlin Clark was as advertised, 41 points again.
12
like,
assists, 7 boards.
Yeah, she's so important to that team. She's the MVP, period.
Yeah.
Angel Reese is so good too. Like she's so big and
Agreed.
dominant in the post. Flajay Johnson, I think I'm saying her name right.
That's it.
Is like really, really good on the ball. Like they're good, man. They're really good. Those girls can absolutely hoop.
Yeah,
It was a good product. I've watched games before, and I say this with the most love in my heart.
it's hard.
It's really challenging. I watched better basketball at pickup game PE at the high school, and that is tough
That's
to
bad.
watch.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're bouncing the ball off the bottom of the backboard. Like I cannot watch that. Yeah. It's like up and down, frantic pace, but like nobody has possessed the ball for 3 possessions. I cannot watch that.
But
Iowa LSU, not the case.
yeah,
They were skilled basketball players.
yeah. I think the women's Final Four is actually really intriguing. There's really good basketball players.
Yeah. No,
You know what I mean?
those
Like
girls can hoop.
Yeah, there's several. The Page girl from UConn,
Yeah.
Juju
Both
from
girls.
USC.
Juju, she's out now, but yeah.
They lost.
They lost to
UConn.
UConn.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I was on the other side of that, so I was happy about that.
Yeah, had a boy. But yeah, there's Caitlin Clark's fun to watch. She's like Steph Curry.
She's like Steph Curry. She pulled up from the logo.
Yeah, she's the Steph Curry of women's college basketball.
So they said something during the game. They said, look, if she's working to her left, she's going to pull up. If she work, this is a true story. What Mr. Hofstra just said. I swear on my life, I'll get to it.
I can't wait.
So if she's dribbling to her left, she's going to pull up. If she's going to her right, she's going to the rim.
Yeah.
Or to kick it or pass. It held up. So every time she was going to her left, I was already like this because I was on Iowa. It's 3-ball. I'm like, let's go. And every time so I don't understand how you can shoot so good.
A lot of practice.
I mean, so good. She's just God.
And
It's
not-
God given too.
Yeah, and it's not just shooting; it's shooting in awkward situations. Like,
Yeah.
You're not just
She's not a set
catching
shooter.
and shooting.
No. She's off dribble.
Yeah, you're pulling off and off balance.
It's crazy. Yeah. She's really good. But then I love like Angel Reese and like what LSU brings to the table too.
I do too.
They're physical. They're like in your face. I like that.
I do too.
I think that rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
I do too. The only thing I don't like about it is you kind of created yourself in the villain role, and then you kind of didn't have that villain mentality when you lost, and I don't really like that as much.
Yeah. I don't know. You talking about Angel Reese's post game?
Yeah.
Where she got kind of like
Yeah.
in her feelings a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't look at somebody and do like this, ring me after you send their butt home.
Right.
Like you ended their season. Like you
Right.
send them home. You can't be like that. And then also the very next year be like, been through so much. Like whatever. That may be true. But you can't be. I think Emmanuel Ocho said, you can't be the wolf one year and then turn around and be the pig the next year.
Yeah.
It don't work like that. Like we don't. If I see you as an elite athlete, I see you as an elite athlete. I don't want to see that side of you personally.
Right.
But we're gonna drop frames as I'm telling the story. All right, just kidding.
We're back.
Just last week, I had a PE class, about 50 minutes. PE class, about 45 minutes. Pickup game now, 4-on-4. They might have been playing 5-on-5, half court. They're playing to 10.
5-on-5 half court in a gym class. That could last for a week.
I think it was 5-on-5. It might have been 4-on-4. I think they played 4.
4-on-4, you got a chance to finish to 10.
No, if you can score, no, don't do that. If you played, no, I don't want to hear that. They played for the
court, like it's so fast.
Yeah, it's a layup or make a jump shot, anything. They played for the whole class period. There was people who had downs. They never got to play.
They over there stretching for nothing.
Couldn't play. They couldn't score 10 points. It was the most brutal basketball. And I sometimes would rather watch that than certain women games.
Used to.
Not this one. Not Iowa. Not Iowa LSU.
Nope.
But other ones, or regular season, that's bad.
All right, men's Final Four.
Yeah.
Hit me. Let's go Purdue.
You got Purdue?
Zach
They're in
Edey. Y'all seen the video of him? How do y'all feel about that? Let's talk. We're being edgy right now. We're talking about men.
I'm gonna
all I saw was a video of him going into a room with a girl. That's all I know.
That's all I saw.
Okay.
I don't know any backstory. I don't know anything else.
Okay.
All I know is he's a giant human being.
Oh my
Huge.
God. He had to duck so far to walk into that bedroom.
This way.
To stand in the
When that
hallway.
poor.
You know what? Let's
Yeah,
talk about
let's
the Final
change
Four.
it. Yeah, he's a very good basketball player. He is really tough to deal with in there.
is.
Wow. Oh. Yep. Somebody
He cut
save him here.
he cut the nets down without the ladder. I think is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, he did. That's what I was trying to say. He cut in there like it's unbelievable. That guy is a really huge human.
He is big guy. I think he loses to UConn. UConn is so good, man. They are so good. They play fast paced. I mean, I'm sorry. They play offense. They play defense. They're coached really well. Dan Hurley can absolutely coach basketball. He's good. I think UConn beats Bama. I think Bama's runs over. I love Nate Oates. I think he's a really good basketball coach. I wish Florida would have hired him a long time ago.
Is Bama a basketball school now?
I
Final Four is kind of a big deal.
think in his 4 years there, they've been to, or 5 years, maybe 4 or 5. How many ever years he's been there? They've been to they've won 2 SEC titles in the regular season. They've won 2 tournament titles. They've been down to the Final Four for the first time in school history.
Yeah, you're not a basketball school yet. You gotta win
No, I agree. I'm halfway joking. But without Saban being
You
there,
gotta win a title first.
also love NC State. I've been riding them for a while
Let's
here.
go.
I've been like Wolfpack. I've been on them for a minute.
Remember when their coach was fired 3 weeks ago? Wild times.
They did win 9. They did lose 9 out of 11 or 9 out of 14 or something crazy down the stretch, right?
Yeah, and now they've won, 9 in a row?
Yeah.
Something like that. They were literally talking about firing their coach before the conference tournament, and then they got hot.
Yeah.
And now they're in the Final Four.
Lifetime extension. At
Yeah,
this point.
now they're in the Final Four as an 11 seed.
No doubt.
Your prize is going against Zach Edey and Purdue. Have fun.
He is tough though. Like he plays basketball. He
Yeah.
rebounds well. He puts a lot of stress on defenses. He makes people. I think when they beat Utah State is who they beat in the Sweet 16, I believe. Whoever they beat,
Yeah.
they had two bigs. That's all they had.
Yeah.
They each had 2 fouls in the first 4 minutes.
Yeah.
There's nothing that they could do.
To me, that's the funnest part of watching the game is watching the guy try to defend. So,
Yeah.
dude, they are giving it everything they got.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean,
They
he's
tried
just
to.
walking
They
about.
tried to front the post. They tried to double. And he just has the ball here.
Turns around.
And he's finding, okay, where did you double from? Okay, now he's open.
Yeah.
Then they rotate, they swing it, kick it, jump
And then you
shot.
try to double late, and then he's already scored.
Yeah, and now and it's and one.
Right.
Count it. Yeah. like what? I don't know. I think they'll be tough. But I can't get on Purdue because I bet on them or had them in my bracket going for far and then 16 seed, they get bounced early, back-to-back years.
That's why I picked them to win it all this year. Fun fact.
You did do that.
I did.
Wow.
Because Virginia did this. Remember?
Wow.
I'm not going to win Joey's bracket, though, because I've already lost too many games.
Yeah, check that.
Yeah, I'm not going to win Joey's bracket either. In fact, I'm going to finish last and laster.
Really? You have 2 in there?
Yeah, I have 2,
And they're both bad.
No, they're the worst 2 in the bracket. Both of them. How do you have 2 of the worst? I went the opposite. Still lost. Both of them. Worst 2. Pretty impressive.
Bro,
who do you have in the final?
Push that button over there real quick.
Who do you have in the final, Tyler?
Who do I have in the final? I
Yeah.
have Purdue and UConn.
Anthony?
Haven't watched the dribble.
Nah.
Say Purdue and UConn.
So yeah, just say Purdue and UConn. It's easy.
2-1 seeds.
Let's go UConn.
Yeah. Purdue and UConn for me too. Who do you have winning it?
Purdue.
No.
Boilermakers.
UConn goes back to back. UConn is the best team since Florida 06-07.
Dang. I love that you squeezed that Florida reference in while Chris was gone.
I mean, but it's true though. Like team wise.
You can look at me and talk to me. The sitters will see right through this if I try to talk to you about this.
Why?
Because I don't know anything about college basketball.
Oh.
I know as much about college basketball as I do ballet.
You don't know anything about ballet?
Very, very little.
Really?
Yeah, I know they wear those funny looking shoes. That's about it.
You strike me as a ballet type guy.
Really?
Yeah.
This is. You're
That's
never
just
allowed to do
downright.
that,
That's
man.
just downright disrespectful.
It's not. He goes to women's gymnastics at
How does
Florida.
that have anything to do with ballet?
It's similar.
You can't call a guy you strike me as a ballet
Yes, you
guy.
cannot do that. You
just
cannot
did
I mean, you can. I
Just
guess
do. That's
you
what
can.
happens when you leave to go pee. You know.
I didn't have to go pee. I had to go get some water.
Anyways, who do you have winning it all?
I really, really, really want to say NC State. Here's why: because Boo Corrigan, the athletic director at NC State, is the same one that was on the playoff committee that kept Florida State out of the tournament.
Yeah.
His team has no business where they are right now. But you know what they were allowed to do?
Compete.
Play the game, compete. So his university was allowed to play the game and compete. And well, look at this. What happens, Boo? You get a chance.
You want them to win because of that? Didn't he say that?
That's what he said.
I just I just like the, I like.
because of that.
No, I mean, it's not the kid's fault. He sucks. Boo sucks. He's the worst. I like for him to have egg on his face. Then if his team wins, then they're going to ask, man, that's crazy. The underdog. Look what happens when you give him a chance. And then you really just have to wear it. Even worse than we've already been giving it to people. I don't think they can do it. I think it's been going to be I think UConn probably wins it. Honestly, I think UConn wins it all. They're very complete.
They are.
They're a really good coach.
I told
They
Tyler
play solid basketball.
and the sitters while you were gone for a minute.
In
They're-
addition to me being a ballet guy,
Yeah.
I said this.
Yeah, they're the best overall basketball team since 06-07.
I agree. I think they put so much stress on every single possession.
Yeah.
Offense and defense.
Yeah,
There's not a second that you can take off.
and there's not a style that they can't go play.
100%.
what I mean?
That's
Like,
that's a really good
Can
point.
they
That's
play
why
the 7'2" style of basketball?
7-4.
7-4, but yes, they can play. They
And
can
you can't just foul him either, though.
No.
He can shoot it.
a little bit.
Enough.
Enough, yeah.
He can shoot it enough.
Yeah.
It's like 70-something, 74, I think percent.
All right, a couple of college baseball questions.
Yeah.
Mason had one early.
How about
earlier.
Florida freaking State?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Are they actually? You watch baseball more than me.
They really are.
I think they can hit. They can hit a ton.
Yeah.
I know 2 of these people.
They really haven't played much to be totally honest. But
I agree.
wins are wins. They're still winning.
You want them.
You can't take that away from them. Link Jarrett, I like the Link Jarrett hire when they hired him.
Huge win higher.
Like we talked about that on this podcast.
Yep.
I haven't changed my mind on that. Like they were dealt a little bit of a weird hand last year, and so they didn't compete all that much.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of close games last year too,
Yeah, they did.
and now he's got a little bit more of his people in there. And
Yeah.
wins are, like I said, wins are wins. Like
I think
you can't argue with the results no matter what.
I agree. I think their pitchers, what they may lack in like hard velo.
Yeah.
I think they have stuff. Like
Yeah.
they can control the off speed stuff. Their second and third pitches are better. They're still getting tuned up a little bit. But like Clemson, the 2 losses, those are like anomalies. What Clemson did in back to back,
Right.
coming back from down 10 in the ninth or down 7 in the ninth, whatever it was.
I think, but
Oh, it happened back to back nights. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Bullpen fell apart. It was. It's baseball. It's baseball. It's an outlier,
hate
but
to
it's
see it.
but like Joey said, the wins count. So do the losses.
yeah,
But they hit. They freaking hit. Which this keeps you in every game.
yeah, 100%. Do you feel like they're ranked too low?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it. Like I understand.
I also don't think it matters at all.
You want to know what I don't understand? Here's what I don't understand. Why is there 5 baseball rankings? D1 baseball, perfect game, USA Today. There's so many different like rankings.
Yeah.
Can we consolidate them and make one?
Or 2. Just put 2 together.
I'm okay with having 5, and we have just one, the average of all 5,
Yeah.
one composite ranking.
There you go.
That's what we should go by.
It's weird.
It is weird. It's 5.
College baseball is always weird. Like it's been weird forever. Though.
It's bizarre. Like somebody has to let
It's
it go.
like the only sport where wins don't really matter, and losses don't really matter. Like Florida loses midweek games all the time to teams that aren't good, and everybody's like, yeah, whatever,
That's what people say. Florida midweek, whatever.
whatever. Who cares?
As if the
Okay,
other
but it has to
team,
count for something.
as if the other team isn't also on a midweek.
You're right.
Like what? What? They're not throwing their Friday, Saturday, Sunday guy.
No, none of them are.
Stupid.
Like UNF doesn't go to Florida and like we're gonna throw our best.
Yeah.
We have midweek guys too.
Yeah.
Like that's who we're throwing. You know why? Because we threw our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday guys on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I'm with you.
It's super weird to me. It's always been weird to me. I get that. I don't get any of it. It's weird.
I agree. What's the question, Tyler? Would you read that, or would you like me to read it? I told you I was going to do some more of this.
Question for some point in the show. We've reached some point, Mason, and there's no shot you're still here.
Yeah, I
He is.
hope.
I guarantee he is.
You think he's still here?
Yep.
We'll find out soon.
We'll have to put money on this. I
need to go to a Flagler
I
baseball
don't
game.
really know him, to be honest with you. What do you think? So I'm not going to say any slanderous things. What do you think?
Flagler baseball.
What
Starting
do you-
shortstop.
What do you think of the order of the top 5 prospects that just came out for college baseball? Cags, Travis B, Condon, Burns, Hagen, Smith. Is Condon too low?
Condon is a kid from Georgia. He's got like 73 home runs and he's hitting like 530 this year.
He's probably ranked too low then.
Sounds like it. If he's at 3, I like him. But I think Cags is unique because he can pitch
He's both
and
sides.
can hit. But he throws.
Do you
so
feel?
hard.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question.
So hard.
It's crazy.
Do you think his game translates?
Cags?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
To today's MLB, yeah.
Do you
I don't think he's a two-way guy.
No. He's not Shohei. He won't bet.
He said, "I'm here."
I know he's here. I told you he was
Mason.
here. I told you he was here.
Did you text him and tell him to hop on?
Check my messages.
I'm not.
No, never.
Shout out Mason Gray.
No.
I'm a fan of yours, sir.
What do you think, Mason? As you throw it in there,
Yeah, he
what
hit
do
a
you
ball.
think?
I think it was farther than 491. I saw the video of it.
No, yeah, I didn't.
Holy cow!
I haven't seen the video of it, but I
Oh
know
my
the
gosh.
estimated distance was 491.
Stupid.
Holy crap.
It's absolutely
It was
stupid.
smoked.
Where's Mags? 2020 FSU was better than those Florida teams. That's ridiculous, actually. 2020 FSU,
That's
they didn't
troll.
even win their conference.
That's troll.
I want to know who Trey's in the chat. Trey, because before you leave us, oh God, how are you still here? It's 10:13. But who do you have winning the tournament? But let's get back to the baseball thing. I think Cags is a freak.
I think Mahoney has it right. He can catch pitch. He can throw the crap out of it, but he has no idea where it's going.
He's been better this year. A lot better, actually.
I mean,
immensely
he can
better.
Only go up from last year.
That's not true. He was pretty good last year.
He was fine last year.
He was
He
fine.
was fine.
Cam Smith. Can we get My boys on here, they want a little Cam Smith, 4'6" third baseman. Absolutely can rake. He's huge. Where do we feel he falls?
I really don't know.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not super versed in college baseball mock draft.
Cags won as of now because he has a 2 ERA against 2 top 10 teams. However, I think Hagen Smith at 2 from Kansas.
Or
then Condon
Kansas.
Burns. What?
You said Kansas, but it's okay.
Arkansas.
There it is.
Jeez Louise.
Then Condon, then Burns.
So he has it right. So he agrees with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't watch college baseball.
You should.
Max is talking about basketball.
Yeah.
He's right. 2024 State wins the tournament.
Maybe.
No, but Maxwell said they were better than like the 06, 07 or 14.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said they were better than 07 Florida.
Ooh, I agree with you, Max. Honestly. But they were forced. It was really, really good that year.
Clayton
Yes,
Steiner
great.
said Chris Bryant, first hit of the year, 21 ABs in. At least you don't pay that guy
Checks knows.
170.
Hey, he mentioned earlier in the show that we all had as many hits as Chris Bryant this year.
Yes, he did.
Hey,
Yes, he
thank
did.
you, sitters. Dude, my phone was blowing up in the DMs with people congratulating me on the Boston Red Sox historic start. So thank you for that, sitters.
Oh, I just got a lot of heat from, but it's way old. It's way old. Florida spring football.
Okay.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's a lot.
It'll be a good time to end the show.
I love
Look.
to bury this in the lead.
Look how much. Look
They
how
didn't have a
much.
conference tournament, numbnuts. They didn't win it. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it ended before they got a chance to win it.
100%.
They would have won though.
They didn't win the
Maxwell,
conference
At
tournament.
least he didn't say that you like ballet, brother.
It's true.
No, Maxwell does not like ballet.
Cooey, you are also invited out with us on April 12th. Okay. Okay. So here we go, and Waylon too, Fulford, if he's still here.
Waylon's
If-
still here.
if he's
They're all
not-
going to be a Monday at NFC.
Let's go.
Checks notes. That's true, probably.
How about
Go ahead.
that? All right. So basically, what people have seen in practice is Mertz is definitely command. He has absolutely full control of the offense. The offensive tackles are much better. Joey, is playing guard.
Yeah, no.
Trey Wilson looks like a freakazoid as usual. Montrell Johnson is going to be very good. He's complete running back one. He's able to take on the load. Trayon Webb loves the pass block. Wisconsin transfer.
Dyke, the receiver.
Okay. Receivers are going to start. They still need to find one or two to emerge, Joey. Boardingham is huge and looks like a freakazoid as well. Another concern is depth on the O-line. Very young after the first group.
Yeah.
Kind of what we talked about. You already alluded to that. The secondary is good and deep. The linebackers need to emerge. Number 10, the transfer from Howard, has to have a better spring than he's having currently. He's very big and looks. No, this can't be right. I'm not gonna read that. And lives. It says lives very well. Probably moves. Moves very well.
Moves very well.
Interested to see him this year in the interior defensive line. Oh, I'm definitely not gonna read that. Interested to see this year interior defensive line. Looks crappy as freak. Very lazy and look kind of crappy too.
I'm so glad he sent us the PG-13 version of this.
I am very good, yes. Coach Chapman, I spoke with him even after the fact. He's a great guy. Number one. Oh, God. He is a freaking dude. I like him. The rest is just okay. The Simmons kid is going to be really good, too. 94.
Zap.
Yeah, Sap is an absolute monster. I'm having to edit this as I read it. Caleb Banks
I'm
is...
so excited about Sap.
Caleb Banks. How you feel like Caleb Banks? Crappy as freak. Very lazy. 21. Fat as freak. Fatter than anybody. He said, 21. Fat as freak. Fatter than anybody I've ever seen. Very unhealthy person. Eat.
We should probably
No, we're finishing. Eat his fat behind right out of a position. 88's not very good. Lacks effort, but the coach gets in their butt. That's not a word he used. Gets in their butt. They're just very lazy as freak. And yeah. Safeties are good. Sounds like the D-line needs some work. When I got out of that, the D-line, oh man, I'm crying. The D-line needs some work because this is what I
What
got.
it sounds like.
And the fast food joints in Gainesville.
Yeah, they're doing well.
They're in business.
Yeah. Whew, wow.
And the Krispy Kreme.
That's my guy who I trust like really, really, really. He saw it in person. He went to a couple practices.
All right, sitters.
Matt Mahoney said with NIL, he could live really well too.
Yeah. Yep. That part.
That's going to be it for tonight's sitters. This has been Tyler Roth along with Joey Edge and Chris Martinez, and Newt popped in as well. Catch you next time, sitters.
No. Lasers for likes.
Let's go.